Cheers, buddy.
It's time again.
It's time again. It's what is the year?
Well, it's 2013, which makes it MB9.
The 9th annual Monkey Ball World Championships. 9 years. 9 years!
And we're back doing this again. I wasn't sure we were going to do this.
Me neither. Mostly because neither of us prepped a lot.
No, so we're taking a new strategy, and that is not prepping before we do this.
Is that technically considered a strategy if you don't have one? Yes.
It is for
Yes,
us.
spontaneity is our strategy. So we're going to start the week off for you MB fans, MB TV fans, by telling you just kind of, we're going to set the table.
Well, we're going to warm you up for tomorrow's first episode.
Just tickle you.
Yeah. We're at a new place. This is great.
What is this place? Oh, it's that house I bought. Happened.
Andy bought a house.
It's like I'm an adult. It's weird.
But it's great. We'll be here. I can't wait to spend the week here talking monkey ball with you.
Well, hopefully I can get the grass to stop being so dead in the backyard, but we'll see. We'll see. Too much spike ball back there. Too much spike ball. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so this first welcome, we want to tell everybody that on August 3rd.
August 3rd, some big changes.
Big changes in the format this year, right?
No, the format is exactly the same.
Mm-hmm. Mostly just the venue.
Mostly the venue, because we lost our orchard. And upsetting for everyone.
Pause for just nostalgia. Okay, continue.
It was a perfect monkey ball venue.
Really was.
But it's time to move on. We thank Jim and Debbie Blair for 6 years of hosting our crew. They did a great job, and we'll always be grateful. But now it's time to move on. We're moving on to Erickson Park.
Where's Erickson Park?
It's over. There's a map. It's
West Side.
Lansing.
West.
And I think it's going to be a really good spot for us.
Are you saying that because it's the only spot we have? Or are you saying that because
No.
you've scouted, you've thought about this?
Scouted. Mike Price told us about this.
Mike Price.
16th
ranked player in the world?
16th player, my first opponent,
Oof.
told us. Went over, checked it out. It's perfect.
Good.
Big lawn area, some areas for the kids. Alcohol permit.
Alcohol permit, but this is a big
Bring
change.
your own.
BYOB to Monkey Ball 9.
Yeah.
No kegs, no plastic cups unless you bring them.
The Lions Club will be there selling concessions, including hot dogs and chili dogs.
Where can I get a case of Schlitz? Do they sell that around here?
I don't know.
Is Hagen going to bring Yingling? That is really
That's kind of
question.
his go-to.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so
Erickson Park, make sure you come a little early in case you don't know exactly where you're going.
What time?
Well, we start at 10 a.m. and players meeting at 9:45, no later than 9:45. But get out there by 9. We'll have everything set up. You can get some practice. You can see everyone that you haven't seen in a few years, and be ready to go.
Yeah, I'm going to need to get there definitely early after my performances last couple years. Okay,
Yes.
So Erickson, and the other thing we want to talk about before we really get into the 9th annual Monkey Ball Championships are the 8th
Talk
annual.
about the 8th.
In 2012.
Yeah, so as usual, Dean Allen.
As usual.
Dean Allen won. He won his 5th title last year.
Oh.
Now, he was challenged.
He was challenged.
Dan Keidel had him on the ropes.
So did Andy Osters.
I was going to say that Dan Keidel had him on the ropes in the
I
championship,
know.
but he never should have made the semis. You had him in the quarterfinals. Couldn't put him away.
But this is, we're going to talk about this later on, obviously, but like the Dean Allen factor is the fact, basically his skill set, the most important piece is that he fights and fights and fights and fights and fights and fights.
He's never out. He's just a good monkey baller. Good monkey baller.
How many rings now?
5 rings, 1 for each finger.
Dean
He's
Allen.
the champion. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Dan played him in the finals in MB6 and got his ass kicked. But at MB8,
Sorry, Dan.
he had his chance. He had him. So Dan's been thinking about that. I think everyone's been thinking about it. I think we all have been thinking about, if I get the opportunity to play Dean
I feel like,
Allen.
did I see a Dean Allen GIF surface?
Yeah, there's a, you'll see.
Anyway, so there's a Dean Allen GIF. I think that means he's made the big time. Jesus.
Yeah. So anyways, Dean Allen won again. Dan finished 2nd. I finished 3rd. I was terrible. Somehow I finished 3rd.
You were not terrible. You just almost didn't make the afternoon.
I almost didn't make the afternoon. It was 95 degrees. It was burning up. It was a bad.
You were
bad
like
day.
on the verge of heat stroke. I would say you were just kind of teetering on that line.
Time to move on.
Time to move on.
Time to move on.
Okay, so that's basically, I mean, the rest of the week we're going to talk about the top 16. We're going to talk about the non-top 16, people you need to watch out for. We're going to talk about Paige Winnie. You'll find out about that later. What else?
We have some questions that have come from you.
Yep.
And we're going to give you our predictions.
Predictions and notable absences, which could change in the next week, but we'll see. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.